Fidigyaldem. 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 Fidigyaldem.
Hey guys,
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here.
what going in?
We're back, episode 2.
No, it's episode 3. We're back. It's episode 3.
Oh my god. Hi.
So if you stuck around this long, that's great.
Thank you.
So today we're just gonna talk about like our experiences.
Being emotionally unavailable.
Yeah, it's just hard. It's hard. It's really hard to love.
It's really hard. It really is.
It really is. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about how we're kind of emotionally unavailable, but still navigating the world of relationships at this age. So,
Yeah.
we're both 22.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're young and we have more to learn.
All the time.
But we've learned a lot so far. So why don't we start by talking about your story?
For me, like I've been in. I waited a while to start like actually having relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't much of a very like serious person. I just felt like it was too much. It was too much work. It felt like too much like work committing to people. Because you have your expectations after a while, and I felt like I couldn't meet their expectations. I constantly felt like I was disappointing people, and I just never really wanted to play with anyone's feelings. So like obviously after a while I like grow, and I feel like okay, yeah, I'm big now. I can take on a full on relationship, but man, I'm telling you, I was so wrong. I was so wrong. It's what I'm trying to get myself to learn every day is that it's hard to love, you get me? And it's more of a thing where like you kind of just have to nurture it. And if you're really not in a place where you feel like you can do that, then it's just not for you.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
But what I needed to learn personally was that it's better to say that than be there with all my doubts and all my fears, and I'm not articulating that to my partner. That would have been like the biggest mistake I made as far as being emotionally unavailable, because I'd be emotionally unavailable in relationships where I'm supposed to be supposed to be available, I'm supposed to be able to be vulnerable with my partner, and I wasn't able to like tick those boxes, you get me? So I'd always end up with the same result at the end of the day, just completely confused. I wouldn't know like where I stood with the person, and obviously they're there with their expectations, and I'm just like, yo, love me, you get me? Like just breathe me, fam. Breathe me with all this love shit.
So let me ask you a question. Does love scare you?
All
relationships scare you?
All the time.
Because am I the only one who's terrified?
Fam, it's more like my biggest fear is disappointing people. Like I take pride in knowing that like, I'm a decent person, like I'm a decent individual. I try my best like to be a good person, but like I constantly fuck up.
Yeah.
I constantly fuck up. And I'm the kind of person like I feel like sometimes it's like I fuck up on purpose. Like I fuck up to give you a reason to leave me, or you know what I mean? Like, or I get distant.
A lot of people do that though.
Yeah. Like I'll get distant, fam. I'll get distant and just be like, yeah, that's it, I guess.
You jeopardize your own relationship.
Yeah, like I'm sabotaging my own progress. So
well, I think when you do that, that means you're not ready for it.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, I mean, whoever's listening to this, if this resonates with you, I feel like you owe it to yourself and you owe it to whoever you're dealing with to be honest about what it is you want. I don't think it's unfair to say, you get me? Like, I feel like at the very least, I understand how my partners in the past have gotten frustrated, because obviously that's not what they signed up for. But yeah, if at the end of the day, like, even when you look into yourself and you're like, yo, this is not really what I thought I wanted, I can't do this anymore, it's not that hard to say. You know, I mean, obviously everybody, you know, going to feel how they want to feel about it, but you have to be honest, at least with yourself, you know.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true, especially for listeners out there who have that urge to mess up their own relationship.
Yeah,
it could come from a number of reasons, like feeling like you're not worthy, to feeling like you're not ready, to it just means you're not ready. And it doesn't mean that this isn't going to work right now. I mean, yeah, it means this isn't going to work right now, but it doesn't mean that it can't work in the future.
Exactly.
Well, I guess I could talk about my story a little bit. I have none. So I guess I represent the listeners that haven't really been in a relationship or a serious relationship.
I know, guys, I actually don't believe this.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong with you, though? And I'm like, nothing is wrong. I just haven't met anybody that I've found to be, like, worth the effort, to be honest. I've met, like, a lot of really good guys, a lot of really great guys, and a lot of douchebags. But, I think the thing with me is that, like, I get scared, and I'm a runner. So I will get out of there as fast as, before you could blink, I'm out of there, and I don't really give people a chance. But that's because I'm not ready. Even though I'm 22, I'm still not ready for a serious relationship. I can already tell that within myself. I think the last relationship I had, I was like 13. And it was with a boy at my school who used to bully me from like when we were 7. When we were 7 and I moved to a new school, he was the only one who would talk to me, and I cried every day for a year, like, because I hated the school. And he used to bully me. And I guess in like the 5th grade, I became a cheerleader. And he was like, so I'm in love with you. And I want to marry you. And I only bullied you because I liked you. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I hate you. You've always bullied. Like, I hate you. And I realized within my young little self that I did like him. We were just mean to each other because that's what we knew. That's what we knew. As kids, that's what you do. So eventually in high school, we were together for like a week. 7 days, until I ended it because I wasn't ready. I made up an excuse. I made a big deal. I made like something happened, and I just like ran with it. I'm like, okay, that means we're not supposed to be together. And he was heartbroken because he was in this from he was like 7, and I was 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So yeah, it's a trivial childlike thing. But I always look back at it. Because he's doing so well and he's prospering, and I'm just like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. But you see, I just don't. My problem is I don't get emotionally attached.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem still. I think if anything, one thing in my experience that I've noticed is that when that person does come around that is worth it, you're going to switch up, fam.
And that's you're going to switch up,
and that's gonna scare you even more. That's gonna scare you even more than the usual routine of just running away.
You know, I always think about, because I do this, like, I run away and I'm emotionally unavailable, and I don't even apologize for it. I'm not mean, but I'm like, okay, like, this isn't for me. And I get out of there, and I have, I guess, hurt a lot of people doing that, but it's like, it's never a situation where I'm promising anything, or I'm always going in there with friendship.
Yeah.
I never go in there with a love vendetta at all. It's like the guy that has a thing in his head that if I am her best friend, and if I show her this, and if I try really hard, eventually she'll fall for me.
Yeah.
If I don't feel that way at least a little bit from the beginning, it's never gonna happen, because I don't change.
Yeah.
I have to have that little inkling at first.
Yeah.
So I know when that guy comes, I'm gonna be so scared.
It's gonna be tough.
Terrified of heartbreak. I just feel like it sounds dramatic, but I feel like I'll just die.
Nah, trust me, you won't.
I won't.
It's crazy because when I think about times where my heart's been broken, it's never been someone breaking it. Like, even with my experience, it's like I've never allowed a guy to really hurt me. Wow. You get me? Like, I don't know. It's more like, even in relationships where, you know, fully committed and, you know, I'm in it and whatever, but I always have this thing where I'm just like, yeah, I'm in a relationship, but I'm like going with the flow, you know, like I'm just here like for a ride type thing, like, and so it's like, you know, have one foot in but one foot out at the same time, because I always have an escape plan. You get me? Like,
you always have a getaway
I always
car.
have my getaway car on deck, fam. You get me? Like, I always have that one friend. I'm just like, yo, I don't know about this. I don't know about this one, you know. We're gonna have to exit. You get me? And once that friend signs off, it's out of there. You get me? But yeah, man, I feel like if anything, like, yo, what you're talking about, like running, that's me, fam. I'm always running.
Yeah.
I'm always running, like.
And I feel like boys do that a lot too. I don't feel like we're the only ones.
No, I feel
we
like
just happen to attract guys that want commitment.
Yeah.
But I feel like guys do that too. Like, it scares them, so they run away, or they're just not ready, or they just kind of wanted to have a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even that, like, I feel like I feel like love is just so different today. You know, like, I'll have conversations with, because, like, I'm really close to my grandma. And, like, she'll even sit me down and be like, oh, you know, you're not going to bring a nice boy. You know, a nice boy.
From where, grandma?
In law school or in med school, you know. She's very specific. Yeah, she's very specific about the man them. But yeah, she, you know, she wants someone that's going to be able to provide for me and my childrens, you know? And I'm like, Grandma, I'm not bringing nobody around here, you get me? Like, she's like, oh, you know, like, I just want to see somebody, you know, like, she just wants to see somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, bro, that's not how I'm living, you get me? Like, even with my grandma, fam, like, my grandparents, before my grandpa died, they came upon like 51 years of marriage, and my grandpa was the only guy my grandma's ever been with.
Oh my God, I love that.
Fam, it's so
adorable. I know it
adorable.
Sounds crazy, but I love that.
I love it, like, and I mean, I look up to her, you know, and I'm like, wow, you just knew.
Because they lasted
till death, fam. Like,
and I think that those couples that last, here's the thing, here's my theory on that. They go through a lot of shit, right? That we go through as a modern couple. Yeah. But they stick through it. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. That could be sticking through it even when it hurts you, just because you don't want to say that you messed up or you chose the wrong person, or it could be that I really love you and despite this I want to work it out. Yeah. And I think that's what lacks in our generation. Like, yeah, we don't have that sticking around thing. Like we run away. We run away. Like, as soon as, I feel like me especially, like, as soon as I start seeing like one thing I don't like, I'm just like, you run away. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I'm done, you know. Yeah, so I think if anything, we have to think about why relationships are so hard now, you know. Like, is it just because of, you know, this whole you know, city girl, city boy behavior? Like, we're just here just to take up space in each other's lives. Like, is it that? Is it the fact that you like the idea of a relationship? Yeah, like, you just like the idea of a relationship rather than being in a relationship, like, or you like the benefits of having a relationship, but you don't really like the expectations of having a relationship. Like, these are very good questions you have to ask yourself. Yeah, and everybody has a different cup of tea. So what I like about this generation is that I feel like it's the least prejudiced, the least they're most open.
Yeah.
When it comes to like love and relationships.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go way off on another way, like there is no such thing as a gender, but that's everybody's preference and what everybody feels like they want to embody. But I feel like we're just so different from the past generations that it's like we're still so young and developing that we don't know what we want. The oldest Gen Z is 22, you know, and I think you have to figure out what's your cup of tea and if this person is that, or you just like the idea of this person, or you just find this person hella attractive. What do I want? And I think most young 20-year-olds aren't looking for settle down, soulmate, get married, do this right now. I feel like a lot of people are more focused on their careers, and that's an added bonus, the relationship. But I think it's just finding what you want. Like for me, I'm kind of traditional. Not traditional like your grandma, like he has to be a lawyer and he has to provide for me and all of our children, and I don't work and I stay home and cook.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not traditional in that sense, but I'm traditional as in, yeah, I don't know. I get, when you think of traditional in this day and age, I guess you could call me that. Like I wouldn't do online dating. I wouldn't.
Face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, I want to be face-to-face. I don't even really want to be texting you.
Yeah, no FaceTime.
Phone conversation. Like, I want you in front of me and, like, I guess you could call that traditional. So it's finding your cup of tea and what works for you, which is hard.
Yeah.
Because we don't interact as Gen Zs, millennials, whatever. We don't even make eye contact on the street. Like, you live in your bubble, and this is my bubble, and that's your bubble. You don't pop my bubble. You don't even come near it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like another reason relationships are so hard is that what people used to like stick around for, well, not the sole reason they used to stick around, but you know, they had more incentive. Like they took longer to do certain things. Like a big thing would be like sex is so easy now. Sex is everywhere. You know what I mean? Like I turn on the TV, it's there on an ad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I go on my phone, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it on Instagram. It sells. I get it. And it's probably like the biggest talked about thing on like a first date.
And it kind of makes you feel like, as somebody who isn't having sex or who's a virgin, like it's a whole other world that you're not even a part of. You're not on that planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel. Like I'm not on this planet. I'm not. I'm just like I'm the moon, like watching from afar, like wondering what it's like on this planet. Yeah. But that's how society kind of makes it seem. Like if you're not doing it, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know.
We're gonna talk about that on the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah. So like, sex is so easy now. No one's really having face-to-face interactions. Like I feel like, especially about like the big conversations that you need to have with your partner. Yeah. It's just like, oh, can you call me when you have a chance, or FaceTime me later?
And now we have things like Tinder, which makes it so convenient for
quick things.
Yeah. And that's what some people want. Like that's more fulfilling in their life than like they don't want a relationship.
That's my point though. Like everything's so fast now. Yeah. You get me? So it's like, why wait around for something?
Fast sex.
Yeah. Literally, fast sex.
At your convenience.
At your convenience. You get me? Just download the app.
Yeah.
Wow, this would be such a great like Tinder sponsorship.
Oh my god.
Like Tinder we're endorsing.
We're not using it.
You know what I mean? But you know, like I said, cup of tea. Like some people like that fast paced action in their life. Some people like that that constant 9-to-5 courting with someone. Yeah. You know, it really just depends on who you are as an individual. But like I said, like at the very least, you just want to make sure that you're owning up to your truth and you're doing what you feel is best for you, because no one can really judge how you want to love, or if you even want to love. Like, that's really up to you. It's a personal choice at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think that you touched on a good point about like not being judgmental.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what's becoming the new norm, at least for us and our generation. Maybe not the past generations, but like owning up to what you want and not feeling guilty about it. Like, this is what I want. This is what I'm attracted to. This is what I just want to go on Tinder. I don't want a relationship. Like, not feeling guilty about that. And I think, I don't know, I kind of like that about certain people. Like, for me, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But like, I like that people now have the freedom to say what they want.
Yeah.
And that's just okay.
Yeah.
It's not an ostracized thing.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. Like, even what you were saying before, I totally agree. Like, we are definitely like one of the most open and accepting generations, which I feel like we use to our benefit, because like, even as far as dating like goes, I feel like you have more than enough like options.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, anything you want to do is the right thing to do. You know, it's whatever you want to do is the right thing to do. I mean, obviously, at the very least, you just want to make sure that you're not like out here taking advantage of people.
Yeah, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
As long as you're not hurting anyone,
or
I'm
yourself.
all for it. Do you, sis? You know, just live your life to the fullest.
Another thing I wanted to touch on before we end also is that, okay, I'm gonna be cheesy and quote Bob Marley. So everybody's gonna hurt you. It's just finding somebody who's worth hurting for. I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
That's so true. Because I don't think you can go into a relationship thinking that that person will never disappoint me. He'll always be there. She'll always be there. They'll always know what to say or what to do. I think it's important that you not put everything on the other person, because that's so much pressure.
Oh, yo.
Nobody can live up to that expectation.
Sure.
Nobody can make you happy. You have to be happy within yourself, and then that person is like the added thing. Like, you can live without that person. You just don't want to. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I think a lot of people go into relationships thinking that this is going to make me happy.
Yeah.
This is going to complete me.
Yeah.
And sometimes that person is going to disappoint you. I don't care who it is. He's going to do
it's
something.
a guarantee.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee.
Something.
Because no one, like, that's why I don't really know about soulmates, or I believe in soulmates, but in a very
loose way.
Like, not necessarily in a romantic kind of way, like in a maybe platonic way. I think of it like that. So I definitely, and I'm one of those people, like, especially in my relationships, I don't go for people that are like me. Like, I don't go for people that I see too much of myself in. Same. Because I like to create balance in my relationships. Yeah. It works for me better. Like, they're more positive in the outcome when it's like that, because it creates more balance. Yeah, I feel like when it comes on to like love and that, there's so much that you have to ask yourself. You have to know that you have to love the way you want to, and not love someone based on how they love you. You know what I mean? Like, for some people, love means compromise. For some people,
your love language.
Yeah, you have to know your own love language.
What's your love language, by the way?
Wow, that's a tough one, you know? I don't know. I feel like it's just so multifaceted. Like, it changes. Yeah. And I feel like mine kind of just moves as far as like who my partner is.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, that's how I've always loved. Like, I just become like, I love according to who I'm with. Obviously, like, you're gonna have like, I'm still me. Yeah. But I'm giving you like what I think you need the most.
Yeah. Well, we touched on a lot of subjects here, and I think it's good that we have such a like, we're so opposite when it comes to relationships. We're opposite, but we're similar. Yeah. We're both runners. Yeah. But we're both. It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think my love language is words of affirmation and acts of service. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like mine is reversed. Like that's what I can give to you at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's also realizing your limitations. Like this person wants more from me than I can give, or more than I'm ready to give. You know, so it's realizing your limitations and how you guys can mesh.
Yeah.
In a way.
And just always be mindful of how much you give into your partners.
Another quote. I don't know who said this one, but don't set yourself on fire to keep other people warm.
Exactly.
Please don't do that.
Don't kill up yourself over people, man.
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it, sis.
And another thing with girls is like, the question is like, does he like me? Does he not? Is he interested? Is he committed? You will know. Like, cause I feel like guys, if they're interested or they're committed, you will know. He'll just do it.
They make it known. And sis, please do not waste your time if a man lets you know that he's not about it and you feel like you can change it.
No.
You cannot change a man like that. You really can't. Don't waste your time. Don't even waste your time.
The only way things can change is if he wants to change for himself.
For himself, but not for you. And, sometimes I've seen that, like, where people can't necessarily, like, for you, they can't give you that, but they'll give it to someone at some point in their life, you feel me? It's just, like how I feel about that, it's like timing is everything, and just because you evolve in one way, you change in a way where you want this now, doesn't mean that your partner's gonna want the same thing at the same time, which is especially why communication is so important in relationships. Right. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Don't spread yourself too thin. And know that at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself. You have to protect yourself and your energy. So I think we're both emotionally unavailable, but we have that notion where we know that it's not gonna always be this way. You get me? And I find peace in that, in knowing that, in knowing that I'm like constantly growing, constantly changing. So who knows? Yeah. Who knows, sis?
One day you're gonna find somebody, if you haven't already found him, that kind of like you just know. That's terrifying, as I said earlier.
That's gonna be even scary than
I might even run away and come back. Like you never know.
Trust sis.
Like, oh, I gotta get in this getaway car. It's got 2 rooms.
And that's when you know that they're the one. Cause like if you run away from and you go back,
or if they run away and come back, like what's meant for you will always come back.
Exactly, will always come back.
Don't have to
Trust that. Trust that.
Yeah, love isn't a chase game. I really don't feel like love is a chase game. Yeah. If it is, you're just in the wrong game. Yeah. Whatever is meant for you will come back.
Exactly. Just trust the universe, Trust. This will be our first podcast that will be aired on YouTube as well. So you guys can actually comment questions or anything. Views. We can start like a discussion in the comments if you want. We're gonna start engaging more on our socials. Start conversations maybe through live and stuff. Yeah. So if you guys are about that, that'd be great. Anyways, as far as this episode, if you have ever been told that you're hard to love, or if you've ever felt that way, this one's for you. And I hope that you took something away from this conversation.
Yeah. And I just want to say, like, I kind of just want this to be like a safe space for anyone to just like comment how they feel without judgment. This is like an open, safe space for just your opinions, your views, what you've been through, and how it affects you. And yeah, if you have any questions or any stories to share, just comment down below and we'll be reading them for sure. Our Instagram is fidigyaldem.
Yeah, fidigyaldem pod. On Instagram and Twitter. So you guys should definitely follow us.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, a little more, guys. Take care.
Fidigyaldem. fidigyaldem, 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 fidigyaldem.